Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Man shot while picking up child from Middleburg Prep. A man was shot at the entrance of Middleburg Prep School in St. Andrew. Reports are that about 3 p.m., the man arrived at the entrance of the school on a motorcycle to pick up a student when he was attacked by a gunman traveling in a motor vehicle. He was shot multiple times and was rushed to hospital in critical condition. The gunman escaped. The incident has left student, parents, and staff of the institution traumatized. Man who allegedly stabbed his daughter to death in Kingston, hospitalized under police guard. The man who allegedly stabbed his 17-year-old daughter, Sadiqui Calvert, to death on Barry Street in Kingston over the weekend, has been hospitalized under police guard. Police report that about 1:30 a.m., the man was taken to hospital after he was found unconscious with his throat and both wrists slashed. The man was being sought by the police after a dispute developed between him and his daughter on Sunday, April 2nd, during which a knife was used to inflict a wound to the teen's chest. She was taken to hospital where she died while being treated. Farmers rob off over 20 goats, cash in St. Anne. A farmer of Pickle Pole in Claremont, St. Anne, has been charged with robbery with aggravation and wounding with intent in connection with an incident in the community on Sunday, February 12. He is 28-year-old Floyd Johnson. Reports are that Johnson was among a group of men who first opened the door of another farmer's dwelling and attacked him with machetes and stones. The man attempted to flee from his attackers but was chased and chopped. He was then tied, robbed of cash, farming appliances, and 23 goats. The man managed to free himself and was assisted by residents to seek medical treatment. Johnson was subsequently arrested and charged. St. Catherine South Police warned persons to be on lookout for emerging bank frauds. The St. Catherine South Police are warning persons to be on the lookout for emerging frauds such as the hijacking of bank accounts. This, as head of the Constabulary Financial Unit, Detective Inspector Brenton Williams notes that these offences have been on the rise in Jamaica. Speaking at a virtual town hall meeting on Sunday, April 2nd, he said the crime is most often committed by young people. Inspector Williams noted that the hijacking of bank accounts is often done electronically and targeted at persons with no online banking presence. He said the fraudsters acquire customers' credentials, sometimes with the help of bank employees. Inspector Williams said he is concerned about this fraud as it is a daily occurrence across multiple banks.
For the last 3 years, we have been doing a series of operations, and we have come to St. Catherine South many times, and the persons that are suspected of committing these offenses are young people with their life ahead of them. And we have a lot of them that we have actually charged and before the court. So I really want the parents, I want the caregivers, I want the young people to please pay attention to this, because one, I don't want anyone to fall victim to it. Two, I do not want anybody to either get tricked to participate or to willfully participate in this type of fraud. Several financial institutions have actually been impacted, and it is one that I am really concerned about it, because it is almost on a daily basis that we are seeing it. And most times, the persons that are caught, they are saying that they were unaware of what was taking place. But nonetheless, they receive a benefit for giving the person their banking information and handing over their card. They did not ask the necessary questions. They negotiated the price that they should get for the risk that they are taking. So I want us to speak to our young people, speak to our kids. You know, if you have a friend and he come and he want to put money in your account, make sure you ask the right questions. You know, why is it that you want it to go in my account? Why is it that I must give you my debit card? So please, I'm asking you, check on your account. If you're at home and for whatever reason you cannot use your phone, first thing, check on your account. Use another phone, call Digicel, call Lime, find out what is happening. If it is a situation where your SIM is no longer able to send out any call, receive any call or any SMS.
Windalco workers continue strike as they push for a response from UC Russell in relation to the wage negotiations. A breakdown in wage negotiations between the Union of Clerical Administrative and Supervisory Employees UKs and the management of UC Rosal has resulted in the matter being referred to the Industrial Dispute Tribunal by the Labour Minister. Despite the tribunal issuing a cease and desist order against industrial actions at the company, workers continue to withdraw their service. The strike has impacted Windalco's Kirkvine and 2 other plants. Speaking with reporters, one Windalco worker explained that the matter needs to be addressed by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Meantime, General Secretary of UK's John Levy said despite attempts by the union to ease the agitation, the workers are adamant that they will continue to strike if UC Russell does not handle the wage issue in good faith.
Up until now, the company has not given us any real argument as to what is going on. As a matter of fact, they have just called Mr. Morrison to tell him that as long as the case is referred to the IDT, that they will not be responding to us. You might ask, why is it that we don't go to the IDT? We have been to the IDT 3 times already for the same thing. And for the 3 times that we went there, the IDT said they can't rule on certain things because of our contractual agreement. It is the contractual agreement why we went to the IDT, and if the IDT can't rule on it, then why are we going back now for the 4th time? When we have laws in this country that say that we do not have the right to waive our right to any redundancy payment, and the IDT cannot rule on this. This is one of the biggest company in the world, and these people don't want us to have anything. And until they speak to us in an amicable way, we're going to be here forever.
The economic pressures that they are under, having got only a 3% before tax increase average over the last 10 years. They can't take it anymore, quite frankly. And this process of going to the Industrial Disputes Tribunal, the workers are of the view that it has made their situation worse. Because every time the matter goes before the tribunal, it takes anywhere between a year to a year and 6 months for them to get an award out of the tribunal. It costs millions of dollars, hundreds of man hours, and at the end of the day, they are 3 years behind in terms of contract date, and it doesn't, quite frankly, result in any improvement in their situation. As I said to you before, we are trying to see what strategy there is that we can apply to calm the tensions and to get the workers to step back a little bit, but it is proving to be very difficult based on the workers' own experience.
Burger caught by residents after escaping woman's house through window. A man who broke into a woman's house in Parrytown, St. Anne on Monday has been charged with burglary and larceny. Charged is 25-year-old Clark Sinclair, a labourer of Parrytown address in the parish. Reports are that about 1:30 a.m., the woman was awakened by sound coming from her kitchen and went to investigate. Upon seeing her, Clark allegedly attempted to escape by jumping through a window. An alarm was raised and Clark was held by residents and handed over to the police. Chaddy accused of shooting man along roadway. A man was charged with shooting with intent, possession of prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition following an incident on Bury Road in Kingston on Monday, March 27. Charged is Kane Ferguson, otherwise called Chaddy, of South Haven in Yellow St. Thomas. A man reported that he was walking along the roadway about 4:25 p.m. when Ferguson and other men traveling in a motorcar opened gunfire hitting him. He was transported to hospital where he was admitted. Ferguson was apprehended by the police in Denantum, Kingston on Friday, March 31 and later charged following an interview. $200 million road rehabilitation project in Trelawney for D-side to Wakefield almost complete. The $200 million rehabilitation project on the Wakefield to D-side leg of the pothole-riddled 14-mile corridor that extends from Falmouth to Springville in Trelawney is almost complete. In August last year, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Edward Warmington, broke ground for the multi-million-dollar road project. The project to rehabilitate the 4-kilometer stretch is being implemented by the National Works Agency NWA under its maintenance of Secondary Roads Project. Last week, Community Relations Officer at the NWA Western Office, Janet Ricketts, outlined that outstanding work on the project includes construction of a sidewalk in the vicinity of the Hazen Primary School to D-side, as well as finishing touches to a few drains in the area. Meanwhile, she also revealed that $18 million project to rehabilitate the road for D-side to Drumley has commenced.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification